companies keep all their information straight? And, more importantly, what happens when that information needs to change? Well, today we're going to follow the story of a single database table. It might not sound like much, but its journey is going to show us exactly how data lives and breathes in the real world. So let's get right to the heart of it. What do you do when your data is just wrong? You know, a simple typo, a number that's out of date, or what if your business grows and all of a sudden you need to track something completely new? That's the challenge we're going to solve right now.
You know, the first thing you've got to do is change how you think about this. A database table isn't some dusty, static spreadsheet. No way. It's a living, breathing document. And to see what I mean, we're going to follow the employee table from a company called Myntra.
Okay, so here it is. This is our starting point, the original blueprint for Myntra's employee data. We've got all the usual stuff: an ID, name, age, gender, salary, and department. Think of this as the before picture. This is our clean slate.
All right, first things first, we're going to look at how to fix the information that's already inside our table. This is all about making sure the data is accurate, and our main tool for the job is going to be the update command.
And yep, right off the bat, we've got a problem. A simple human error. Somebody's age was typed in wrong. Let's look at Abhay's record. It looks like the system thinks he's a year younger than he actually is. And here's the fix. We use the update command. It's like telling the database, hey, update the employee table and set the age to 31. Now, this next part is absolutely crucial, where the name is Abhay. That little condition makes sure we only change Abhay's record. It's all about being precise.
Okay, one problem solved, but as we're scanning through the data, we spot something else. It's incomplete. It looks like a few employees don't have a department assigned to them at all.
And you can see it right there. See those empty spots? In database speak, we call those null. And this isn't just about looking messy. This can seriously screw up your reports and make it a real pain to organize anything.
So how do we fix all of them at once without going one by one? Easy, another update command. This time, we set the department to accounts for any row where the department is null. And just like that, in one single command, the database finds every empty spot and fills it in. So powerful. We're getting pretty good at fixing the data that's already there. But what happens when new information gets added? You know, like when a new person gets hired. Well, new data can mean new mistakes. And here we go. Meet our new employee, Nipun. But hang on. If you look closely at that gender column, you'll spot a typo. It says mal instead of male. It's a tiny mistake, but it makes our data inconsistent. And the fix is just as simple as before. We use update to make a surgical strike on this one record, setting the gender to male, where the ID is 12. This is exactly what update is for, these small, super targeted fixes.
So we've totally mastered correcting the data. But what happens when the company's needs grow? We're not just fixing typos anymore. Now we need to change the very structure, the blueprint of the table. And for that, we need a whole new command, alter.
Right, so as the company gets bigger, a new requirement comes down from management. They want to start tracking which city each employee lives in. But, our table wasn't designed for that. There's no column for it.
And this is where the alter command comes in. Notice the different wording here. Alter table. We're not changing the data inside the table. We are changing the table itself. Then we tell it to add a city column. That varchar 255-bit just tells the database what kind of data to expect, in this case text. We are literally expanding the table's blueprint.
And boom! Take a look. Our employee table has actually changed its shape. It's wider now, with this brand new empty city column just waiting for data. The entire structure has been modified. And you know how it is. Things never stand still for long. Now management wants to track not just the city, but also the country and a PIN code for every single employee.
Now the cool thing about alter is that it's flexible. We don't have to add these one at a time. We can just tell it to add a country column for text and a PIN code column for whole numbers or integers, all in a single command. Super efficient.
But in a classic real-world twist that will surprise absolutely nobody, plans change. Management has decided they don't actually need that PIN code column after all. It's just cluttering things up. So, just as alter can add things to our structure, it can also take them away. We just tell it to drop column PIN code, and poof, it's gone. This lets us keep our table's blueprint clean and tidy, perfectly matching what the business actually needs. Okay, let's bring this all home. We've seen two really powerful commands, and the key difference between them, the thing you have to remember, is whether you're changing the data or the blueprint itself.
So here's the big takeaway. Update changes the data inside the table cells. Think of it like opening a Word doc and fixing a typo. Simple. Alter, on the other hand, changes the structure of the table itself. This is like remodeling your filing cabinet. You're adding a whole new drawer, or maybe taking one away. You're not touching the files inside, you're changing the cabinet.
And look, this distinction is so important. You use update to keep your data accurate day to day. That's your data quality right there. You use alter to make sure your database can grow and change right along with your business. You absolutely need both to manage a healthy, living database.
In the end, every single data table tells a story of corrections, of growth, of changing plans, just like our little employee table did. It's a living history of an organization. So the question I'll leave you with is this: what story